Foreclosure moratoriums have been extended. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because we're going to be discussing foreclosure moratoriums being extended. Remember when the banks promised to not foreclose on anyone's houses or anyone's loans, as well as the mortgage holidays that we had? Well, it looks like those moratoriums are being extended. Now, we have to remember that a lot of this is coming from, well, the ABA, the Australian Banking Association. And one has to ask, do the banks, the bank's motives and interest, do they align with the best interests of us? Or, do they want to keep the property market going? Well, let's start by just refreshing ourselves with how the government has come to the rescue, everyone. I know regulars have seen this, but, we've had a first recession, everyone, in 28 years. There's a huge portion of the workforce that barely remembers the last recession. For me, I remember it from my childhood. I think I was in grade 2 at the time. My father's construction company work suddenly got really quiet. And I remember, my parents fighting over money, worrying and stressing over money, which is a normal thing during a recession. So I was a child during the last recession. I haven't worked from one. I have vivid memories of it, because my parents owned their own business. And, other people probably never even experienced it or remembered it. Now, our government came to the rescue a few ways. One was, the home builders scheme to jazz up the housing market. Housing, remember, is the piñata that our government hits to get, economic activity coming out, spilling out, housing prices rocketing up, everyone feeling wealthy. That's what housing is. And we have JobKeeper that, frankly, in many regards, reduced the load on Centrelink. That's what I think it was. So the government has definitely intervened into the economy, and the price that we're paying for that, nearly 1.3 trillion in debt, everyone. Future generations need to worry about that, Florian. Forget about it. So let's have a look at, this article about foreclosure moratoriums extended. A Big Four bank has said it will extend its freeze on foreclosures if customers are unable to meet their home loan repayments. In November 2020, the Commonwealth Bank said it would extend its pause on foreclosures until at least September 2021 due to the ongoing impacts of the coronavirus pandemic. The bank has today, the 19th of July, announced this will be extended further. The extended moratorium will allow owner-occupier customers who have made their home loan repayments on time for at least 12 months prior to their deferral, but are again unable to make their full repayments, to remain in their home until at least February 2022. They're just kicking the can down the road. And you can't blame them, everyone. You cannot really blame them for wanting to avoid, forced sales, because then that will impact the value of housing, and that will impact the value of the bank's assets. The bank's chief executive officer, Matt Comyn, stated, "We believe extending our freeze on any foreclosures will give those customers who have been impacted by COVID-19 more time to get back on their feet and reassurance that they can remain in their home this Christmas and into next year." The extension of the freeze comes as many banks, including CBA, offer disaster support and loan deferral pauses due to the resurgence of COVID-19 in Australia, which has triggered lockdowns in multiple states. Nearly half the population are in lockdown right now. All our borders are closed. The bank highlighted that its 2-month loan deferral option could be particularly helpful for those in Fairfield, Liverpool and Canterbury, Bankstown, LGAs and Sydney, currently under a strict lockdown, and for customers in the construction and discretionary retail sector, which has been required to close operations from today. This is a critical time for all of us to pull together and support the communities most heavily impacted by the latest COVID-19 outbreak and the resulting lockdowns, he said. CBA is offering home loan repayment deferrals to impacted customers, especially those in need in the areas most affected by the lockdowns. These will come into effect from today, and I urge customers who need our help to contact us directly. So, there you go, everyone. CBA is extending their moratorium on foreclosures. They're not going to foreclose. What do you reckon? What do you think? Do you think this is going to have an impact. And what is the solution to all of this? We're going to pay for it one way or another. Remember that. There's no way the bank is going to bear this loss. They're not going to absorb it. They'll either get, additional money from the government or, well, really, the way we're paying for this fundamentally is that it is not going to allow a correction in the market. Fees, charges, and other costs that we'll have to be paying to the bank will just continue to grow. These people will incur more interest costs. It won't allow a correction. It won't allow the bubble for property to be affected. And there's a few things we want to look at too. Houses in negative equity, they're trending down, everyone. So is this really necessary? You've got home loan prepayments. We're meant to be well ahead on our prepayments. So many people are. So then why are the banks doing this? You've got liquidity buffers. Indebted homeowners are 4 months ahead. Renters are 2 months ahead. Is this because the banks understand or expect these lockdowns to continue on into next year? Or am I just putting my conspiracy theory aluminium foil hat on? And here you go. You've got deposits as well. So what do you think, everyone? What is the solution to all of this? I think it comes down to maintaining property prices at a certain level, keeping the wealth effect going, and not risking any damage to the bank's assets. What's the solution? Greater financial literacy so we don't need to be so dependent and thankful to the banks for being so kind? You let me know. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. Join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. Buy merch from HeiseSays. Use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint or support us via PayPal. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.